Hi friends, this is chapter 38 of Right to Recall Party Manifesto. Right to Recall Party Manifesto you can download from rahulmehta.com/301.htm. Right, I repeat, rahulmehta.com/301.htm. This chapter is about how crimes such as rape and sexual harassment and dowry deaths can be reduced. It is a serious topic. If you go by official statistics, you will say that crimes like rape are more in America and less in India, but in India they are less reported. And there is something called, whatever you call it, for example, I request you to Google on Akku Yadav, AKKU, Akku Yadav. He was a criminal in Pune or Nagpur. Google on Akku Yadav, Pune or Akku Yadav, Nagpur. And that person was running a gang, and he was operating in slum area, and finally women of slums got together and killed him in the court itself. But if you go through the various articles that will come in Google, you will see that he was harassing, whatever you say, women by hundreds and thousands in that slum area. And people were even afraid of filing police case, and those who will file police case, he used to give bribe to policemen and judges, bribe and whatever you call it, other benefits. So either policemen will not take the case or make the case easy, or even if the case is strict, the judges will issue him bail left, right and center. So you always used to get bail next day, no matter what the crime is. And so if all things are counted, the crime is very serious. Now, how that crime can be reduced? One is to build a national DNA database, because many times you cannot even know who the person is. It's like hit and run. The person committed, say, case of sexual harassment or rape, and then there is no way to find him. So if there is a national DNA database, then from DNA he can be found. Second thing is putting cameras at as many places as possible. For example, in Beijing, it was because of threat of terrorism when there was Beijing Olympic going on, that Beijing municipality, government of China, they decided to put camera at every public place. So even the parking lot of every apartment complex came under it. Only the apartment corridor and home of the person was not covered. But every bus station, every train station, every bus stop, every corner of the road was covered. There was absolutely no blind spot left anywhere. And the effect was that the crime of sexual harassment drastically decreased. Drastically decreased. So that is one thing that we need to put. Then providing voice linked equipment and panic button. Provide panic button to every women, and of course make it clear that if you use it for trivial matter, like say some small accident, or if you use it for any trivial matter, this is to be used for serious crime, like somebody is attacking violently, or somebody is trying to abduct or rape, etc. Then only this panic button has to be used. If you use it for petty things, then it will become inoperative. Inoperative means that next time it will not work. It's like there is a story in Hindi, Baagh Avriyo Re Baagh, that one person was screaming that tiger has come, tiger has come. So a lot of people came running, and he misused it once, twice, and then one day tiger actually came and he screamed and nobody showed up. So providing panic button. Another is providing guns to all women. All countries where gun rate is high, crimes like rape are much less, much less, like Switzerland. In Switzerland, it is customary for women to have gun. Similarly in US, the states in which women are allowed to keep guns, the rapes are much less. And in the states where women are prohibited from keeping gun, carrying gun, the rapes are high, like New York. In New York City, guns are banned, and the rape rate is much higher in New York City. But if you go to Midwest, the women are encouraged to keep a gun in their purse, and the rapes are practically non-existent, very less. And finally, increased use of narco test in the jury trial. The rape case must be given to jury and not judges. People don't have faith in judges. Judges are mostly corrupt. They are mostly nepotic. And they take years and years, and then meanwhile the person will get frustrated, he will get tired, he will drop the case, etc. So narco test of the accused should be done in public, and today the Supreme Court has given a very funny judgment that if a person is accused of rape, and even if there are no matter how many corroborative evidences are there, that person's narco test can be taken, but after he gives the permission. Means after the criminal, accused, he is still an accused. Narco test of the person who is accused of rape can be taken, but only after that accused rapist agrees for the narco test. So I think we should take narco test of this judge. That why he gave such a judgment. That which terrorist or which murderer or which corrupt person is going to say, okay, come and take my narco test. I have proposed a law where narco test in case of rape, sexual harassment in offices, then murder and high cases of corruption, not 20 rupee traffic constable corruption, high cases like A. Raja or Manmohan Singh in coal scam, etc. Narco test will be taken, will be made compulsory and will be taken. But Supreme Court just says that narco test will be taken only after the person allows, which is unlawful. By the way, as far as narco test goes, Right to Recall group, myself and all my colleagues, we all support narco test in public. Another person who is senior leader who support narco test are late Shri Rajiv Dixit ji and Swami Ramdev ji. Otherwise, every senior leader you see is opposing narco test. Anna opposed narco test. Arvind Gandhi opposed narco test even on Hassan Ali. Forget, of course, forget other crimes. Arvind Gandhi opposes narco test in case of rape. He opposes narco test in case of high crime. He opposed narco test for A. Raja. He opposed narco test for Hassan Ali and Kalmadi, etc. Subramaniam Swami is also opposing narco test on Hassan Ali. And of course, all these corrupt politicians of CPM, CPI, BJP, Congress, Mulayam Yadav, etc., they are all opposing narco test. That is what else would you expect from that? But if there is a threat of narco test, that itself will drastically reduce rape. So these are the proposals I have given: creating national database, giving voice activated panic buttons, putting camera at as many places as possible, giving guns to women, and making narco test in rape case compulsory. Administrative steps to reduce rape: right to recall our deputy police commissioner. We should have a deputy police commissioner in charge of such cases, that the case will go to regular police station, but if the woman is not satisfied with the proceedings, then she can ask that the case should be transferred to women police station, one woman police station in district, which will be headed by a deputy commissioner ranked officer, and that person should be recallable, because what if that person is corrupt and starts taking money from all the wealthy rapists and lets them walk away? Then at least the woman can replace her. And then right to recall lower court judges and high court judges in charge of crime against women. Then truth serum test should be made almost compulsory. Matlab, lie detection test and brain mapping should be made compulsory. And then if the jury suspect that yes, narco test should be done, then narco test should be also taken. Same in case of dowry related death. In case of dowry related death, narco test should be made compulsory, and that itself will drastically reduce number of dowry death. In case of severe harassment, physical signs are there, then also narco test should be made compulsory. Reducing sexual harassment cases in offices. The existing law is bad. The new law, existing new law means the law just came 2-3 months back. It says that just assume that the complaint is correct. Simply assume that the complaint is correct. That I completely disagree with. The jury should be called. If the jury sees substantial reason, then narco test should be done on the male accused. And if there is any minutest evidence that even if he asked for a coffee, see, I have a very rigid stand on it, which is equivalent to Switzerland and many places in US. In US, the employees are required to sign the contract that if you meet a person in office, you cannot meet him outside office, period. Of course, they don't rigidly enforce it on him. That is, if a guy meets a guy, they don't rigidly enforce it. If a girl meets a girl, it is not enforced rigidly. But if a guy and if a girl meet each other outside office, like weekend or even in the evening after office, if it is if the whole group company is going for coffee, that is another matter. But otherwise, if they try to meet, and if the company comes to know, and even if none of them have complained, neither of the two have complained, then also company is authorized to fine them and expel them. And in such cases, they will have a very difficult time finding the job elsewhere. So it is called no contact clause. No contact is that person you meet in office, you cannot meet that person outside office. Not only that, they cannot meet 1 year after the contract, their employment ends. So that sort of rigidity should be enforced. Of course, there are exceptions. If the two people already know each other, then they have to write in the contract that I knew this person already and we already have a relation, etc. It is called disclosure, that whatever relationship they have with the employee, they have to disclose it. And then the company can refuse the employment on that basis. For example, many companies have this policy that if the husband has employment, then they will not offer the job to wife or even a brother, or some companies have very harsh conditions. Some companies have slightly liberal condition that they will offer the job to wife, but she has to work in a different facility and so forth. But whatever relationship with they already have with company employee, they have to disclose it before they take the job. And once they take the job, the person they meet in office, they cannot meet outside office. And that is the level of strictness we should also implement in office in India. In India, the problem is severe. It is highly underreported, but it is severe. But I oppose making highly one-sided law because of possible misuse. Why? These MP MLA have made this law because they can make money out of it. More the one-sided law, more the number of police complaints, etc., prevalent police complaints, etc., more the money they can extort from the employer. The money will not be directly collected by MP MLA. It will be collected by policemen. But whenever hafta of a police station goes up, bribe making opportunity of a police station go up, the MP MLA Home Minister in charge knows, and he will immediately increase the monthly hafta that that particular station in charge officer has to give. So more the money police makes, more the money MP MLA and minister make. Therefore they are making all this one-sided law. So the law that I am proposing, that the jury trial should be made compulsory, and in the jury trial out of 25, 13 majority jurors say that take the narco test, then narco test should be made compulsory. And in the narco test, if minutest offense is found, that the person asked to go out or coffee or made a bad remark, then that person should be punished, and not just punish the employer, punish the person, that he cannot take job in any corporate company. We can make corporate as defined in industrial law and other laws for next 3 years at least. Because today what happens is that people feel safe. Okay, what is the worst case punishment? I'll lose job. Fine. That is a very small punishment. In America, the punishment is so high that the money will be deducted from that person's salary and his savings and given to the victim, and other employers will not hire him, because wherever he goes for employment, it will be required that he discloses that there was such and such complaint that was filed against him and such a complaint was proved correct, or he accepted the charge, or he had an out of court settlement. He has to disclose to the next employer, so obviously the next employer will not hire him. So that is the law we should make. Now what can you do to get these laws in place, the laws to reduce rape, laws to reduce dowry death, sexual harassment, etc., crime against women? I request you to ask Prime Minister, Chief Minister to print section 1.3 in Gazette. What is Gazette? Every Chief Minister, Prime Minister publishes a document like this. It is called as Gazette. The document goes to all PM, CM secretaries. It is a document goes to all the collector secretaries. They follow the instructions. Whatever comes in the Gazette is basically the law. So you can ask PM and CM to print transparent complaint filing procedure in Gazette, and once TCP is printed in the Gazette, all these laws to reduce rape, sexual harassment or dowry death can be put in the Gazette, and that way these crimes will reduce. Thank you.